The Woodside Academy Science Fair, 2038. Finally, it was the day of the big science fair. Going in, I knew I was the youngest contestant, but it didn't hit me until I walked through that doorway with my modified weather station. Come on, Lane, you can do it. Things got worse when I went to turn it on. Bzz. I was a sobbing mess hiding in the hallway. That's when I met Charlie.
Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing, I'm fine.
Cool weather station. How many sensors does it have?
7, well, kind of. I installed a humidity sensor last night, and when I went to turn it on just now...
You fried the CPU.
I did?
No big deal. You brought a backup, right?
My dad usually helps me with this sort of thing, but he had to go away.
Hey, it's okay. My dad isn't around either. My name's Charlie.
I'm Lane.
I've got a plan. Do you trust me?
Yeah, I do. We hid a wireless chip inside the unit. Instead of reading the sensors, it pulled data from a fancy GEOCO weather satellite. It was a convincing simulation of a working weather station. So convincing, I won first place in the science fair.
The accuracy of your sensor is remarkable. Well done, Lane.
Thank you, Miss Davis. Yeah, I won by cheating. But who cares? That's not the point of my story. The point is, I found a friend. Together, we discovered a new kind of winning. No trophy could beat the thrill of manipulating the system. Charlie and I were inseparable after that, always plotting and scheming. It was the time of our lives.
You two are in deep trouble.
Until it wasn't. Our mission to destroy the status quo, standardized testing, had become our enemy. When senior year came around, we devised a plan to hack our final exams. We called it Operation Pop Quiz. Principal Davis hadn't caught us cheating, but she wasn't dumb.
How dumb do you think I am?
The reputation of a school depends on its exam scores. Better scores, better school.
Two best friends, two perfect scores. Do you realize the odds of this happening?
What can we say? We are super smart.
Even a whiff of suspicious data could take down a whole school.
If you were smart, you'd admit what you've done.
You mean you have no proof?
Proof? I have 12 years of your academic scores, discipline reports, social engagements, attendance records, even your handwritten analysis. The proof is in the data. You two are bad news.
You've got us all wrong, Miss Davis. We didn't steal the test answers for ourselves. We stole them for everybody.
That's 200 and more desperate students with the answers to the biggest exam of their lives.
Are you telling me my exam scores have been compromised?
I sure am.
Don't worry, Principal Davis. We're not here to wreck your reputation.
Consider this our last science project.
It's a little experiment in the power of data and the illusion of control.
And you can help us finish it. All we need you to do is adjust our scores by the exam median and enter that grade into the system. Let our presence disappear into the pool of mediocrity.
Now you want a lower grade? What's the point of all of this?
To prove that data itself is powerless. Only those who control the system can hold the power. What do you think? Will you help us with our science project? Or do you want to report the hack of and flank of 200 and more of us?
You are chaotic.
I knew you'd see it our way.
Now get out of my office. I have a school to run.
See you at graduation, Mrs. Davis.
Operation Pop Quiz was nearly complete. But first we needed to collect one crucial piece of evidence that could mark us as total criminals. Funny thing, it had been sitting in sight the whole meeting. Back at headquarters, my basement.
Victory is ours.
We laughed maniacally at our evil plot, and like any good hacker, shared it on our favorite forum, /library. Step 1, learn the system. To avoid a digital security breach, the final exam answer key is delivered to each school on a flash drive. An authorized administrator is allowed to print a single hard copy directly from their office printer. The hard copy is locked away. The flash drive is destroyed. Step 2, find the system's weakness. Steal the office printer and replace it with a decoy to avoid suspicion. Low-tech devices, like office printers, keep data from previous print jobs in their memory, and they are happy to share that data if you can speak their language. Enter our disassembler. Hey pal, let's chat. Our customized universal translator. Step 3, extract the data. The disassembler can look at any device's firmware and find language patterns at a binary level. It then translates the binary to assembly language, which is the lowest level of human readable programming language. Once the disassembler learns to talk to the printer, it can tell us anything left in that printer's memory, including the answers to the exam. Step 4, exploit the system. Turn the data against those who would use it against you.
Get out of my office. Leave with.
Post it. By dawn, we'll be famous.
I wanted to be happy. Really, I did.
I remember your first science fair. You were the youngest student to ever win it. What happened to that lane?
That Lane grew up and realized there's more to life than getting good grades. Sorry, I'm not a perfect student, Principal Davis. That's just not me.
I have never asked a student to be something they are not, but I do worry about who it is you're trying to be.
Hey, I know that face. What's wrong?
There's a 5th step we missed, Charlie. Step 5, don't get burned.
Don't get burned. What? Are you feeling guilty all of a sudden?
Not guilty, just confused.
Listen, Lane, I checked the forum archive. No one has pulled off anything like Operation Pop Quiz. Our disassembly will turn the whole damn world upside down. Can't you feel it?
This doesn't feel like a victory. Not like it used to. Now, I just feel like a cheater.
Hey, what are you doing to the exploit? Lane, what the hell?
Sorry, Charlie. I'm out. Okay, now we jump ahead, and this is after graduation, and Lane has been sent by her mother to visit her father, who she hasn't seen in a long time, but during their youth they shared a strong connection show. The mom's hoping this will help her daughter sort herself out. I hadn't seen my dad in 5 years. He was a software engineer for Globex, the world's biggest drone company. And he is, like Mom says, too smart for his own good. 5 years ago, he exposed a scandal within the company. It was all over the news. He tried to do the right thing, but they won, and our family fell apart. At a mechanical level, Globex drones are sturdy and reliable, even the old models. But when the company introduced the Dynamo processor, they became peerless. Version 1 of the chip could process 500 sensor points with razor-sharp efficiency, and they got better from there. To manage the growing drone workforce, the government started the DRA, the Drone Regulation Agency, and required all drones to be certified. A certified drones processor is coated with rigid inhibitors set by economic and social regulations. When my father started at Globex, he believed the success of the Dynamo chip was too good to be true. So he made his own certification test. And his test showed Globex drones bypassing their performance inhibitors and operating at levels far beyond their certification. Corporate corruption of the highest level. He brought his evidence to the Drone Regulation Agency. He trusted them to investigate the company's Dynamo chips and bring down Globex. But that's not how the system works. The corrupt drones were recalled and Globex stock plummeted. But the company survived and wanted revenge on my dad. It wasn't enough to simply fire him. They banished him to the edge of the world. Welcome to the cluster, Lane Murphy. Globex Central Server Farm, AKA the cluster. Population, my dad.
Laney, is that all you have for code?
Yeah, I don't do a lot of Arctic expeditions.
Come on. You picked a hell of a time to come visit.
Yeah, I missed you too.
Good evening, Mr. Murphy and Lane Murphy.
You've even got one of those dumb police buzzards.
That's Buzz. He keeps the whole system running smoothly.
I've never met an intelligent buzzard in my whole life.
Buzz is brilliant. I couldn't do it without him.
If you're so smart, how'd you lose your badge?
Listen, Laney, we are in the midst of a big server upgrade, and I've got lots of things to do. Why don't you look around on your own?
You're kidding me. I just got here and you're leaving me again?
I told you, this was a hell of a time to visit.
With nothing else to do, I decided to stick with Buzz. We got to talking, and like most voids, he had a story to tell.
I started out as a traffic monitor. I was good at it. So I was upgraded and sent to manage the traffic system in a heavily populated school zone. My primary task was to design and maintain a routing algorithm to optimize traffic flow. I accumulated data through my agents and refined my system to perfection, until one day, a young boy was killed crossing the street. I was retired instantly. I never had the chance to uncover my error.
That's not your fault the boy died, Buzz. People are unpredictable.
Not true. I accounted for all possible scenarios. Besides, a system has no individual behavior.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to look at the world and imagine that any one of us can make a real difference. That night, I couldn't sleep. The Ally drone marketing campaign kept running in my head. So the Ally drone is the new drone from the Globex company. It's a consumer model. So this is the advertisement for it. What if there was a way to make life a little more perfect? Meet Ally. The Ally is a revolutionary cyber-physical system. That means over 900 sensors dedicated to collecting data and analyzing it to optimize the user's mood and lifestyle. The Ally is a constant companion dedicated to you. Within weeks, the Ally drone will know all its users' preferences. It'll buy them clothing. It'll schedule a vacation. It'll pick their new favorite show. It'll find them a partner. Yeah, I'll admit, it does sound convenient, in theory. But the reality is, Globex wants to define, not optimize, their users' preferences. Let a corporate drone prescribe me a way of life? I'd rather let a drug dealer be my doctor.
Live print, that's it.
So,
Whatever, life, print.
Yeah, that was it.
let's just say that LifePrint is a piece of software they found inside the Ally drone. So that's the name of the software.
Whatever life print is, Globex will execute their own drones to keep it secret.
Dad, what is this LifePrint?
LivePrint was the code name for an earlier AI project in Globex Consumer Drone Initiative. The algorithm was based on a death mark, a drone hacker code that taught pit fighters to analyze their opponent's performance stats in real time. The death mark code was so good, drones learned to anticipate their opponent's moves. Globex took the death mark algorithm and rewrote it to anticipate patterns in human behavior. They called their algorithm LivePrint. With every LA drone running sophisticated consumer analysis, Globex would quickly become the most powerful entity in all of human history. But the algorithm never lived up to its name, and the project was abandoned in beta. But I knew they wouldn't give up. So I had to keep watch, and what better place to watch them than from their own server farm.
So that's why you couldn't come home?
We must bring this evidence to the trial. An investigation must begin as soon as possible.
No, Buzz, don't you get it? If they take down Globex, my dad goes with them.
Why?
Because he worked on the life print beta test, didn't you, Dad?
I got caught up in my work, but I never meant to.
It's okay, Dad. I've been there too.
The police?
Who the heck is that?
It's the Globex Human Resources Department.
We can still get away.
It's too late for me, Laney. You have to hide. They can't know you're here.
I'm not hiding in a shipping crate, and I'm not losing you. Not again.
Listen to me. This isn't how it ends for you.
Employee 487, Neil Murphy, you have been scheduled for an immediate performance review.
You don't need me to stand against them.
Yes, I do. I've always needed you.
Remember the science fair? You were the youngest student to enter. You sure, Laney? It's a tough competition.
I know, but I want to try.
I can still see that fearless kid in you. And that's who you need?
Dad? So Dad gets taken away. I wasn't in the crate long, but when I came out, Dad was gone.
Come out, Laney. It is safe.
Safe? Globex is about to take over the world. What's safe about that?
You told me it's hard to look at the world and imagine that any of can make a difference. But if there were to, would it be possible?
You think you and me are going to take down Globex? Your processor is totally fried.
Globex is a corporation. They will negotiate with us.
And what do we have to negotiate with?
Control of the cluster.
Hack the cluster? You're sounding more insane by the second. We've got no access, Buzz.
Not true. You are the access point. When the early drone attacked my system, I saw a symbol, a signature in the code. You have it on your backpack.
Cynical Cyclops, which is Charlie and Lane's hacker group from high school. Charlie.
An old friend?
A hacker. Buzz, I need an internet connection.
No incoming or outgoing data on the cluster. It's
Security protocol, yeah, I know. But there's got to be something, like even a trickle of a signal. This Ethernet cable, what does this connect to?
the cluster's weather station.
That'll work.
Okay. Voilà.
To be continued.